Good Thursday evening, everybody. It's Thursday, September 16th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us here for another edition of TF, and a busy one at that. We'll get your headlines here in just a moment, but we were going to preview this year's Viva Mexico Festival happening at Bree Stevens Field this weekend. The city is taking part in this event again, and excited to preview that with a familiar face, Lupita. She'll be here from La Movida Radio here in the Madison area. Plus, we check in with our dietitian. That's right. We're going to be talking today about family meals and how important it is to get everybody together, which makes the makes the planning good, gets the buy-in, and of course leads to great meals. And we'll be checking in real soon here and talking about those family meals, which is so important. Andrew and I both, we know it. Sitting down. And Andrew, when's the last time you let the kiddos help you do some of those cooking?
We try to have them help, maybe once or twice a week, maybe. Well, depends what we're making.
Andrea says you got, try to get them, even if it's like you you could even prep it a little bit and then have them like even just take the mix, and just dump it in. Like It could be as easy as that.
Yep.
Yeah, your boys, I can just imagine like you doing macaroni. Like, here you go, Dad.
Yep.
Dumps
macaroni they're good at.
Well, that's right. They like it, so they're not going to mess around, right? Exactly. All right. Well, either way, Andrea will be here to help us out with that coming up in a little bit. But first, let's get to your headlines. We start with the police chief selection process. We get an update here for you. The Police and Fire Commission had a regular scheduled meeting yesterday, September 15, to conduct regular business in accordance with the posted agenda. The process to hire the next Fitchburg police chief is ongoing. The Police and Fire Commission intends to meet on September 27th to further evaluate the outcome of the police chief hiring process and may make a decision at that meeting. Please check in at our Police and Fire Commission page on the website for further updates as they become available. And guess what? I shared the link exactly to that page, so you can check that out when we post up the headlines on Facebook and YouTube. All right, City of Fitchburg electronic recycling drop-off that is going to come up. Get this on the calendar. Saturday, November 6th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You could wait in line, I suppose, at 6 a.m. Nobody will be there, but you get it. Drive through and drop off your old and used electronics. Keep in mind that not all electronic drop-offs are free, and we have a few of the items here that may cost you additional to recycle: microwaves, small Freon items like door and fridges and window AC dehumidifiers. All those costing $20 each. And TVs, depending on the size, or monitors, is going to vary in price. So please make sure you check that before heading out and disposing of those items. And you can always contact Resource Solutions. They're the ones that are going to be helping us with this recycling. Their number is 244-5451, or you can email them right there on your screen. Happening this weekend is Midwest Gypsy Swing Fest. The annual fest will be live streamed September 17th and 18th. You can access all the excitement on the Midwest Gypsy Swing Fest website.com there. And, of course, on Facebook. Got a great lineup for you. And the location is at Art in the Barn, 5927 Adams Road, right here in Fitchburg. Dame by Local is having a car show as well this weekend. This is happening on Saturday. Check out this car show and a whole lot more. There's a little bit of everything going on this weekend, a family-friendly event. And this one not only is a fundraiser for Dame by Local, but also for our veterans as well. So please stop on out. Check out all the fun things, lots of kids' activities. And if you just like cars, overall, who doesn't like cool cars? Just saying. And finally, it is Preparedness Month. And when's the last time you got digital copies of your items? And when I say digital, I mean like take some photos of it. Yeah, you should take photos and make sure you have digital copies stored somewhere else and securely. So if you're gonna do it like online, like in server or something, whatever the case may be, it's part of preparation. Got to be ready. Just saying. All right, Andrew says, wrap. We got to go. Coming up next, we open up the digest. We'll be previewing the Viva Mexico Festival happening this weekend. It's right here on Talking Fitchburg.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today, you'll recognize her. It's been a while since we've seen her here in person, but we've got Lapita back here, and she represents a whole slew of different organizations, but you might recognize her voice from La Movida Radio. Lapita, how have you been? It's been a long time.
Hey, Jeremy. Yeah, it's been a long time and we've been busy, even though you are on a pandemic still year. We're thankful that finally we're getting back with events with La Vida. We usually do every year, around year, 5-6 major events. So I'm very glad that this year we've been able to doing it. And yeah, very excited for a couple of other major events that we're working on right now and seeing things a little bit more looking like normal. So we're very excited about, all the things that we're doing at La Movida.
Fantastic. Well, one of the big ones that come up each and every year, and it's a great one, and it's and this year is the 20th Viva Mexico Festival. And tell us about this festival. And 20 years, that's crazy. You've been doing it 20 years.
I know, I can imagine. I remember when we started doing the Viva Mexico Festival, it started as a celebration of the Mexican Independence Days. And we started doing like a small group of people convene at the Villager Mall back then, 20 years ago, where there wasn't that many things there. On the parking lot, just meeting, a lot of people showing there with their vehicles, and there we used to celebrate Mexican Independence Day and doing the traditional grito and remembering that important date for Mexicans. And then since people really like it, the following years we said, let's make it a little bit bigger. So we start doing like a car caravan, car rally, and then ending up the car caravan at another parking lot back then on the east side. And then the following year, we decided, well, let's find a location. So we find a place where we kind of have live music and entertainment, not just a car rally. Well, later and later, we see the interest of people and sponsors and more Mexicans, being interested in keeping celebrating the Mexican Independence Day, and more people interested in knowing and learning more about that culture and things like that. So we started saying, this is going to be an official festival, well organized. So we find a different, another bigger, larger location. So we've been moving around from McFarland, Oregon, Alliant Energy Center, the Willow Island, and then now, 20 years later, we're happy that we've been doing it at the Bree Stevens Field, which is wonderful. It's well located, almost downtown or downtown Madison. And people really know the place and the facilities is amazing. So we're happy. And finally, we want to be able to celebrate the 20th anniversary for Viva Mexico Festival. We do a lot of events and celebrations at La Movida, but I guess this is one of the events that really makes me feel very proud of the things that we do at La Movida with the Latino community, because I know it's the Mexican Independence Day celebration, but as well is the day before the Mexican Independence Day is the Central America countries Independence Day as well. So we kind of combine both celebrations, so Central America and Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool festival. If you haven't been out to it, it's amazing. And when you're talking about the culture and the heritage, tell us what are some of the things at Bree Stevens Field that you have going on, because that's truly helps bring it all together, if you will. And you invite a lot of great guests there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So we're being fortunate that, I guess for the last 6 years, Wisconsin is been fortunate to have a Mexican consulate council. So since then, we established the partnership, that collaboration with them. So we really work alongside with the Mexican consulate. So they have been our special guests for the festival, for the Mexican Independence Day celebration. So every year since then, the council comes to the Viva Mexico Festival, and they do the official ceremony. You know, they do the El Grito, we call it El Grito. They remember the Mexican history a little bit. They read a little bit of the history. They do a ceremony. Then we also got the Mexican national anthem and USA national anthem. And as well as we have, like you mentioned, special guests there. So it's not just the council helping us to make it official, because they are the highest representative of the Mexican government here in Wisconsin, but as well local leaders and organizations that join us and being, like to be part of this celebration. So we have, even though in past years we have the Governor Evers, in the past he was a candidate, and he was also part of the celebration. And now, we have from county executive, from mayors, from city featured mayor, Madison mayor. We have officials like Madison Police Department, Fitchburg Police, Fires Department from both cities, as well as local leaders from the community, Karen Menendez from Centro Hispano, or members from Merson College, or Latino Chamber of Commerce, all of those organizations that really do great things for the Latino community, that really like to be part of this great celebration. So we're inviting all of them. We understand because of COVID, some of them might not gonna be attending. Some of them has been confirmed, which is wonderful. But even though we really wanted to continue with the tradition, and mostly because this year is the 20th anniversary, so we wanted to continue with the celebration. But prior to that, Jeremy, we had a car caravan, which is the way how the festival started. And that will start at noon from Parker Street, from that Villager Mall parking lot. We invited the Fitchburg Police Department and Madison Police Department to please lead us onto that car caravan. So people come in to the parking lot, they decorated their vehicles with the Mexican flag and some traditional decorations, and even themselves put their own customs. And they just go through the caravan all the way through Park Street, East Washington Avenue, and then around the Capitol, and then go straight to Bree Stevens. So it's a beautiful celebration that starts with the car parade, and then the official ceremony will start at 2 p.m. at Bree Stevens.
All right, so it's a free family event, so everybody's invited, and you come on out. You're going to learn a lot of different things. You can try some authentic food, drink, that sort of thing. But you also have the entertainment part of it, and I can't leave that out because, radio station might get in trouble here if we don't say it. So quickly, what do you have for the lineup for music, which is always big stars there?
Absolutely, yeah. The entertainment is a big part. We have a couple local bands. La Séptima Alianza is going to be there, and then this year we're having a Mexican and international band, which is called Los Guardianes del Amor. It's very romantic music, pop music rhythms that are very well known and popular, that I know people is expecting. I don't think there has been in Madison in the past, or probably years ago. I don't remember, I don't recall. But for us, it's the very first time that we're going to bring this huge band, which is Los Guardianes del Amor, which I really, really encourage people to please come and join us and enjoy the whole party. They're going to be playing around 6 o'clock. So please take a look at the La Movida website. We're going to update the schedule. But as well, it's a family-oriented event. So please bring with the whole family. There's going to be a lot of tables with information, because we offer also the opportunity for nonprofit organizations to come and put their, A tent, a booth with information that they can hand out stuff. And I guess the city of Fitchburg is going to have their own tent as well there. So it's going to be wonderful. But yeah, Mexican food, piñas coladas, non-alcohol, of course. There's going to be those traditional munchy things that we like to eat, and a lot of things for kids. So it's going to be a wonderful event. So I really appreciate your time, Jeremy, and really wanted to extend the invitation for anybody that can make it. It's a family event, events, free of charge, and a lot of music, food, entertainment, and open to the public.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, if you haven't been out to it before, it's a lot of fun. We're certainly, from the city of Fitchburg standpoint, glad that we can be a part of it, and for our public safety officials to be out there, shaking hands, getting to know people. I mean, it's just truly a lot of fun. Lupita, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you here real soon, and definitely back over on our Spanish news program as well. But thank you, and we'll check in with you real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you. And yeah, I hope to see you there. And of course, please come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's make us a huge and big 20th anniversary of the Viva Mexico Festival celebration this year. This Sunday, September 19th, everything starts 12, the car caravan, and 2 p.m., the festival at the Stevens Field. Thank you, Jeremy.
You bet. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining us today is our only dietitian, because she's the best, at least as far as we know. It's Andrea Miller. Andrea, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great, and you're bringing us some very important things. I've listened to a lot of stuff, and I've even tried a lot of the recipes that you have, but today's one like hits it on the head, and that is fueling the family meals. And I like this topic for many reasons, and we had a chance to talk a little bit about this before we started this interview, but there's so much pressure around dinner time and that family meal. So today we're going to break it down, and you're going to tell us how to take the pressure out of doing this and get everybody involved in it, which I think is so important, especially with the kiddos trying to, I think parents battle they're not going to eat dinner tonight, or they're going to, there are so many things, and I'm learning as a parent, and you're a parent and have to know all this stuff. So tell us, what do you got here for us?
Yeah. So the first thing I really like to remind people and really encourage people is to keep things simple. So remember that unless somebody medically has an issue with a food that their body rejects it, like a food allergy, for instance, there aren't really foods we have to exclude. So remember that if we pick any food from a food group, it has nutrition in it. Okay. So if you look at the 5 food groups and we pick something from that group or any of the groups, it's going to have nutrition in it. So if we can keep it at that basic level and not feel like we have to buy specific foods or buy specific brands or certain, be very specific in those categories, that can help take off some of the pressure where we're just taking a step back and making it more general, choosing from the food groups. We get balance and variety from those food groups. Then there's a lot less of a chance of going excessive in one or the other. And most importantly, if we're not excluding food groups, we can avoid what's called nutrient gaps. So anytime we get too picky and choosy with our foods and start taking out whole categories, we start to lose all those nutrients that come from that category. So I really encourage people to think more broadly, and bring back the enjoyment with food, and bring back the joy with getting together, creating meals together, sitting down and eating together.
Yeah, and it takes a lot. I mean, it really takes a lot. But if you really think of it at that level and bringing it down a little bit, that should draw some of that worry off the parents. Specifically going into just the choices of food and trying to hit, you still got to put something together each and every night, and you just don't want to bust out the chicken nuggets and the ketchup and say, here you go. But, if you're going to look and choose, what would you recommend to include in some of those choices?
Sure. So at a broad level, I encourage people to look at eating or kind of picking a combination of 3 to 5 of the different food groups. So if you're looking at recipes, what sounds good to you? What meals does your family enjoy? Kind of starting there. We have a lot of recipes online that are, one pot meals that include 2 or 3 different or 3 or more different food groups right in a skillet or in the pot. Sheet pan meals are nice to put them all together. We have an example for you for an Italian lasagna skillet where everything kind of goes in the pot. And we're getting those different food groups at that time. So again, thinking broadly, 3 to 5 different food groups and putting them together. So that might be very simply just, combining different foods together on a plate, or it might be in a recipe. You see those 3 or more different food groups represented, and just, rest assured that, okay, now you're creating and offering a balanced meal.
Question on the specific kiddos. So we get that balanced meal, we're so excited to sit down. Maybe one kid likes it, the other kid hates it, or just is throwing up but still sitting together regardless of it, as you say, and you mentioned off the top here, really brings that piece together. And why is that? And why is that help kids in the future and help parents too, kind of bring this family piece together and make it fun.
Right. And that's the worst part too, is you put all this time and energy in the shopping and preparing and cooking, and then you might have one or more, could be even an adult that refuses the meal. So my first recommendation is to really lower your expectations. kind of keep it pretty neutral at a meal. If a family member doesn't want it, they don't have to eat it. If they only want a portion of it, that's fine. So if we kind of keep our reactions kind of neutral and keep it more about just enjoying and sitting together as a family, that can help. The more stress we add, the more kind of forcing of behaviors we add at mealtime, it kind of upsets our relationship with food. And then we start getting negative feelings around food. So the simple act of sitting together and enjoying a meal, and keep in mind, a family could be all different, it could look very differently depending on the household. So we just mean kind of sitting and eating together, and just kind of take the pressure off and just let things be. I know that's really hard to do, but it's there, you provided it. Perhaps the fact that it was done together, you may have a little bit more engagement and a little bit more involvement in the meal, but just kind of take the pressure off and let it be and enjoy it.
As my little one's calling me for the help of making dinner tonight, getting those kids to help out with the meal, what would you say some of the jobs could be, depending on the different age groups?
Yes. So my biggest suggestion first is to stage. Take a few, have the adult or even an older child take a little time in advance to kind of stage the meal or stage the recipe. And you kind of know your kids. So if you feel that they could tear up, fresh spinach, or they could, layer this lasagna skillet that we're referencing, kind of stage it so it's ready to go. Because most kids in particular, do well if they can just start doing when they see something, versus waiting for you to kind of dig in the drawers and get out the spatula and get out the spoon and have everything kind of staged, almost as if you're going to do a cooking show. And I know that it doesn't have to be perfect, so I don't want it to sound like a lot of work, but kind of stage it so then they're just assembling or doing. And then pay attention to what you feel comfortable with. In this recipe, for instance, you could have smaller kids breaking up the lasagna noodles, breaking up the fresh basil, those kinds of things. And then older kids kind of doing the stirring and the mixing and that kind of thing.
And do you think there's more buy-in when you do that from the kids, even husband, wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever the combination to make it work?
Yeah, even adults, as you mentioned. I mean, the more that we're involved in what we're going to be eating, it is more likely that we're going to at least try it. So I do encourage kids and adults to even try some of the items as long as they're safe, without being cooked. But if they're curious about what fresh basil tastes like, try it. If you're curious about what fresh mozzarella tastes like, try it, So all of that kind of curiosity really helps with getting engaged with the meal and more chance that they're going to try it.
Yeah, I would think so. Real quick on this lasagna, why is this such a great example of an easy meal? And you've kind of crisscrossed it here, but as you go through it, why does this work on so many levels for that wholesome meal, if you will?
Sure. So nutritionally, it has all the parts, right? It has carbohydrate, it has protein, it has fat. It's representing at least 3 different food groups. So all those other nutrients come into play as well. It's also in one pot, so you have less to wash. There's also some shortcuts in there too. So using no boiled noodles helps. So you have one less thing to do or prepare, less cleanup. And then it kind of all comes together. And then when it comes out of the oven, it's like, oh, wow, like, whoa, we all created this. This is really cool. The other nice thing too is it works well for leftovers. So it's one of those meals that if everyone doesn't finish it, or if they don't want to eat it right away, you can take it out again and reheat it later in the day or the next day.
There's where I like it the most.
Yes.
Leftovers.
Yes.
All right, Andrea, thank you so much. Great tips here again. And let's make that family meal easy, fun, and healthy when we can. Andrea, thank you so much. If people want to learn more, where can they find you?
Sure. So we have the link to directly connect with me on our virtual platform, as well as my direct email and direct customer phone line.
All right, Andrea Miller from Hy-Vee. Thank you so much for your time as always. Stay safe out there, and we'll check in with you next month.
Sounds great.
All right, so take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So. I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day, I want to thank our guest, Lapita from La Movida Radio, and Hy-Vee, Andrew Miller, helping us out. We got both of those interviews posted up online, and yeah, I think you could take the family to try some of that authentic Mexican food this weekend at the Viva Mexican Festival. Just saying. I don't know why I'm into that just saying today, Andrew. Go to the graphic, as usual, just saying. He said it too on my headset there. Facebook and YouTube, make sure you check us out on there. And of course, we're at those streaming devices. If you haven't found us there yet, you should check it out. Full HD.